Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having an amazing day. I don't have internet, so instead of going live, I'm making the video. I tried and it's just not working. We don't have very much internet in our rural community. But today is absolutely gorgeous. The sun is out. It's cloudy, but the sun is out, getting hot, and it's gorgeous. So since it's getting hot, I set Mama's fan right here for me to fan with and to tell you what's coming up. I thank you for joining me. I'm Linda. I'm the old bird. Thank you for going on this journey with me to learn how to quilt. I've made quilts, but they haven't been accurate and neat and all of that. So I'm learning. I have my notes, my outline for the live, even though I have to video it. So I did my hello. I told you how the weather is here. My husband was able to cut the grass this morning, and it's gorgeous. Next, I posted tacking, and I gave you a few little samples of photographs of tacking. And tacking is something that I've done before. We created a quilt for the pastor at our old church in Maryland, and everybody tacked the quilt. That means you have your 3 layers. I gave you the definition of a quilt. You have your 3 layers. You have your top, which is usually pieced or you've put it together. Then you have your center, which is the batting. And then you have your back, which is the backing, which is usually a floral, not floral, busy print, like what I'm wearing. Sometimes it's solid, but usually you want it kind of busy if you're doing hand quilting so that your stitches won't be seen. In a solid fabric, you'll see your stitches more than you will on a busy print. So that's usually the backing that you use. Now let me show you a sample of tacking, and we're going to create a tacked quilt gift for you to give through the holidays. So this is a sample. This was just some white 100% cotton muslin that was, when I washed it, it became soft. I just love it. And then inside is I used a polyester batting. I could have used one that was a little thicker. And then instead of thread to tack it, I don't know if you can see them. You see that? You see that? You see that? That. And then I had little ones. You see that? That. I had all of these buttons. And some of the buttons have the holes, like this one. This one has 2. I know you're familiar with the one that has 4. That one has 2. And I just put them randomly all over and created this foot warmer for our queen size bed. So that's it. It was just that simple. Now when you tack a quilt, instead of these buttons, you're going to bring the thread and you're going to tie it. That's tacking. You have your 3 layers of your quilt, and then you tack it. Now, this was not accurate as well. Here's one of the problems that I had. I use it, we use it all the time. But here's a problem. You see, Here's a button. Here's a button. Nothing over here. All of this space under here, you see? They are too far apart. And I didn't know that. I just had a lot of buttons, had heard about tacking, had seen Mama tack, and I said, I'm going to use the buttons instead of the thread. So that was a problem with that one. But here's the good thing about tacking. It's quick. When I say quick now, it's quicker than hand quilting. I think it's quicker than machine quilting. And you can create a throw in no time. You're gonna need fabric. You're gonna need a kind of thick batting, and you're gonna need a back fabric. For some reason, I like 2 yards. But if you're gonna make a foot warmer, measure across the foot of the bed. If it's a queen size, you're gonna measure from end to end. If it's a full size bed you're creating it for, measure from end to end. If it is a twin, from end to end. Because you want it to go across the bed, and then you want it to hang off a bit. So measure all the way across from end to end, and then you're gonna add, I would say add 12 inches. Let me get my ruler. $12 inches would give you 6 inches hanging over. Maybe I would add 7 inches to that. 14 inches to that. And that would give you 7 inches on each side to hang off the bed. So when the person is in the bed and their feet are under there, it's going to raise it up a little, and it's going to create something beautiful. The width of it is up to you. I first saw foot warmers in hotels. It's the piece that goes across the foot of the bed, and we can create one. I'm going to create one with you. I'm going to make one for Christmas with Christmas fabric. So we're going to do that. So get your fabric ready for that. You'll need your batting. You'll need a back piece, the same measurement. And we'll create that. But I'll walk you through that and give you your list of what you're going to need later for that. Now today, let me tell you what we're going to do today. Oh, and before I leave the tacking throw foot warmer that we're going to make, I'm going to list the supplies in the feed. I'll write those out. Give me a date when you'd like to make that. So if you like it and you want to make other ones before the holidays to give as holiday gifts, give me a date so I can purchase everything that I need and then get the list to you, and then we can make that live. Or either I have to do video. But give me a date. Let me know if you want to do that in September or October, or if you want to wait and you want to do that closer to Thanksgiving, let me know. And then you'll have time to create another one or however many you need for holiday gifts. Okay, that was second. Third, I found 2 free quilt patterns online. This one, which is a heart block, and then this one, let me see if I can find the finished. There it is. This one, which is this tree block. And in looking at the two, I think the tree is the easiest. So this is what I sent you the link to. And when you print it out, you'll get this page. I think it's 4 pages. You'll get this page. You'll get that pattern piece. And then you'll get these pattern pieces. Now this says 1-inch box. I'm thinking they want you to just create your own pattern piece, which is a 1-inch square. And that's what they are going to use on the bottom across here, right there. Because I don't see the pieces for the bottom at all. I don't see these two, and I don't see this. So this looks like a square. So I'm saying they probably created this on their own and then created these 2 pieces. This is what we are getting. So today we are going to cut those out. Now before we cut those out, let me tell you, I sent you the link and you can print that out and you'll have it as well. I'm not good about printing this stuff out and reading it because I don't know the language, but hey, I tried. This is from June Taylor, and it's they called it a straight edge. I don't know what you call it, but it's a quilting thing. And you use this if you're going to use one of those rotary cutters. And then I have this one that's a square that I purchased to design my quilt patterns. And I saw them using this. It's thick. You see it? Yeah, that's a good shot. And you put the rotary cutter over here and you're able to cut. So we're going to use these to create probably this 1-inch square. Now I don't have my rotary cutter, so we won't do that today. I've got to purchase one. And we'll practice using that. My mom had one that my sister gave her. And I'm telling you, my mother tore that thing up in less than 10 minutes. My sister bought the pad, the rotary blade about that large, the whole 9 yards. And Mama was standing there and she was cutting and the thing said, Mama was trying to do it like they do it on TV, you know, zip, zip, zip. Had never used it before. That thing is sharp. And what did she do? Mama had the blade up here and was cutting this thick plastic thing and tore that blade right up. Now, moving right on along, when I purchased that, I'll try to practice using it because I've never used one. And then I'll share that with you. I'll even do it live. This little case. This is a makeup case. And let me tell you what I keep in it. I bought this years ago. This little iron. And it's great when you're cutting out your pieces. This is my muslin. You were supposed to be getting your muslin. And I got the one that was pre-shrunk. So I'm not going to wash it. The lady told me she didn't think I had to. That's it. But it's not smooth. Let me bring the camera down and show it to you. It's not smooth. So I'm going to have to press it. And I would do this on the ironing board. But we're right here, so I'm going to do it with you. Let me bring my camera down. There it is. You see all the wrinkles? So I'm going to take this little iron. Oh, this is not taking them out the way that I thought, but it is doing something. And I don't know how hot this little iron gets, but it works really well. I'm designing a new quilt pattern. I wish I had the piece right here. I would show it to you and show you what I use this little iron for. We'll do that one on the next one. But it took out enough because I only need this part at the bottom. This deep crease, I'll probably have to have the ironing board. But this little iron and the cord, I keep it in this makeup bag. And it's gold and shiny, so I know that's what's in there. Now, this is my muslin. My muslin is pre-shrunk. I bought the one that's pre-shrunk. This is the pattern that you're gonna print out. Those are the pieces that they give you, and we'll cut these out today. Now, these are my sewing shears. These are the scissors that I use to cut fabric. I do not cut paper with them. These I bought at the Dollar Tree. I cut paper with these. The Betty Crocker, I cut paper with them. So I'm gonna take my pattern that you're going to print out, and I'm going to cut these two pieces out using the Dollar Tree scissors. We're going to use it to cut paper, and you can see I cut right on the other side. I'm right-handed, so I cut to the right of the pattern line. Is that correct? I think so. I'm not certain. And then I'm going to cut this side right on around. And you know, when you're cutting something, you move the paper around, not your scissors. There you go. You see? I'm cutting right there on the edge to the right of the pattern. Right to the edge. There we go. That's that one. Now this tells us to cut one from background fabric. Width of template along top edge is 4 inches. Right side triangle. Oh, I see. Here we go. They gave us one pattern for this side and one pattern for this side and one for the green tree part triangle in the center. So let's cut the other one out. Using your paper shears, we're gonna cut this one. Stay to the right, right on that line, but to the right. Now everybody, I'm in the office with my husband, and that's his phone, and it's okay. We're gonna keep on going. I'm glad he was in here with me because, you know, we don't have internet. I don't know if any of you are in a rural community or not, but coming from DC here, I don't see it. It doesn't bother the people in the area that we don't have internet. And since the kids have been home, they haven't been able to do anything. There we go. Okay, now this is the left side. So that's the left side. And this is the right. Oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry. Let me move this. Under my new table, I have a bucket that I bought at the Dollar Tree. That's my new trash can. There we go. Let me turn them around for you. You'll be able to see. That's the way they're going to be stitched together. And this piece is the green tree. So let's get that piece. Now, the pages are not numbered. There we go. That piece. So we're going to cut this out next. Stay to the right of the line. Turn your paper, not your scissors. There we go. And if you have a young person that's going to be creating this and learning how to quilt and learning how to construct this quilt block, they can use the scissors that don't have the pointed tips. You see, they can use children's shears. They're fine. The scissors are fine for paper cutting. There we go. Let me see. That's it. Now, it would fit right there. Let me open it up. That's the 3 pieces. This is the green tree and the 2 background pieces. Let me show it to you again. That's it right there. The green and the 2 background pieces. Now, let me show you how I'm going to cut it out. They don't have them marked with the arrow, but the way that you pin these onto your fabric, this side of my fabric has the fold. It has the folded edge. See there? This side is the salvage edge. It's open. Your fabric, when it's like this, is up and down. That's the top, this is the bottom. When you're laying your pieces, I don't know why they didn't put an arrow. That's the way you would lay this on your fabric, up and down, like that. That's your pieces. So, I told you that I bought these new pins so I can pin it. Let me see, it doesn't matter. I can lay it down like so. I'm up here on this wrinkle, but it's okay. And I can lay this one down like so. Up and down. That's good, it doesn't matter. I can cut it out like that. But this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to lay it like this. You see? You want it up and down. Like that. Doesn't matter which way. Just as long as it's up and down. Now, I bought these pins. You see my new pin cushion? Can you see it? Let's see. There it is. Here it is. This is the way the pins look. Now I can pin this in place. Under here I have my mat. That's my mat. So I can pin this down. Move it over a little bit. And I can pin it. Now I like to pin my patterns where they have the broken line. That's the stitch line. Just so my pattern doesn't get a lot of holes in it. If I want to use it again, it won't have holes all over the pattern. And I can read what was written on there. And I stick it right until I touch the mat. Just like that. Now if this is the first time that you're doing this, take your time. Don't get nervous. We can do this. Keep your stuff flat. You know, they have these magnets now. And you can get a mat and you can lay the magnet on there. And you won't have this wrinkling. But it's okay. It's going to be accurate. We're not going to worry about it. I'm showing you this. That's my husband talking on the phone. Now, let me pull this over. There we go. These Betty Crocker, Dollar Tree. That's to cut the paper, the copy paper. Put those down. These are my sewing shears. This is what I'm going to cut the pattern, the fabric. Now let me tell you, just like we cut this out, that's the way you're going to cut it on your fabric. You're going to stay to your right of that line, you see? Just like you were cutting it out before. As it printed on the copy paper. You're going to stay to the right. See that? I'm going to go across the top. Now this is a little bit more difficult for me because I'm sitting down and let me see. I'm trying to keep it in the, bring it over, camera. There we go. Stay to the right. I hope you can see this, guys. Stay to the right. Stay to the right. These are super sharp. So take your time if you have some that's super sharp. I'm sorry. Now don't ask me the best fabric shears. All of it is expensive, and rightly so. They'll last you for years. I have my mom's. And there it is. I don't know what's happening over here. Look like I got off a little bit. You see it? Right there. But we're not. I don't know what. Let me get something to drink. Wait a minute. Okay, we're not going to beat ourselves up about it. That's that. Now, you flatten that out. Let's see if I can press it a little bit and get that seam a little bit better. This little iron works great. I don't know what brand it is, but it works great. And to turn it off, you just unplug it. Plug it in, it comes on. Now, I'm sure they have some that you can regulate the temperature. Not this little one, but I'm sure they do have them that size. Now, this is the next piece. There we go, I'll use it. Now, you want to conserve your fabric as you get it. I'm sorry. As you get off into quilting. But right now, we're laying it down and pinning. We're gonna practice this. I contacted a master quilter to come and speak with us about fabrics, and I contacted a quilt shop owner. But like I told you, when they find out that I don't know how to quilt, tends to put a damper on the situation. But I promise I'll find one. I have a friend that's a quilter. She's not a master quilter, and she quilts by machine. And is so busy. But I'm sure she'll join us. Now there you go. That's pretty flat. Get it as flat as you can. Now I have to pick this up, and I'm going to start cutting. Stay to the right of that line as much accurately as possible. I don't know what's strangling me. We have traffic today, guys. That's the second car that I've seen, and we have no traffic. There's a third one. People are getting off work. And usually I do these in the mornings, but we just haven't had internet. Let me move this so you can see. Can you see? Let's see. And then come up. There it is. Oh, let me hold it down here. There it is. And you know what I did? I cut two. We're supposed to cut one. See? Cut one from background fabric. Left side. One for the left and one for the right. It's okay. But now, this is the last piece. So let me open up my fabric. Put that in the trash. Let me open up my fabric. Well, I didn't open it before. But you see, we were supposed to cut just one piece. So let me do this one correctly. There we go. And you know, my fabric is much smoother. You know, I drew my little arrow. So I'm going to put it facing you. So it's straight up and down. Oh, let me bring it over. Straight up and down. You know, I was in the store. Uh-oh. And they have their Christmas trees up. We have a Hobby Lobby in Lumberton, North Carolina. That's the nearest place to me that carries craft supplies and fabrics and all. There is a Walmart in Dillon, South Carolina. I guess about the same distance, it's just the other way. But when the mask, people started making masks, our Walmart ran out of ran out of fabrics, ran out of threads, ran out of elastic, and we haven't replenished yet. So that gives me an opportunity when I feel like driving to drive to Lumberton, North Carolina, to the Hobby Lobby. And they have the Christmas trees not up, decorated, and the lights are on them. Now let me see if I can cut this out while you're watching. Let's see if I can cut at least most of it out before I have to turn it around. And I went the other day, promised my husband I was just going to get 3 things, because when I design a quilt pattern, I have to try to put that block together. And then I had to get my muslin. I got over there in the Christmas trees. I'm sorry. And was looking at the ornaments, and I just had a high old time. I enjoyed it so much. Now, let me move this out of the way. There we go. And guess what I did? Bought some lights. But I got the clear lights because I keep those up outside on the front porch all the time. But I told my husband I can get a box or 2 every time I go and get new lights and colors for my Christmas. There we go. There it is. So are the lights up in your area? I mean the trees? So this is our 3 pieces. I was supposed to cut 1 of each, but I didn't. Let me see, wait a minute. How does this go? Like this. That and that. Can you see them? There we go. That and that. Now we've got them cut out, and you can do it. Just pin it. Take your time. You can get it done. Now the next time I'll try using, I got to buy one of those rotary cutters, and you put, let me take the pins out of a piece and you'll be able to see it. You put it down on the cutting mat, and these cutting mats now come in various colors. They used to only come in that dark green. You put it down, now I've got to find out. I guess you could pin it in the center, or maybe that's what they use those magnets for. And then you put your straight edge on the edge of that, and you see they are clear, so you can see exactly, there it is, the line. And you take that roller and you roll it, zip, and you got that side cut out. Now I don't know how you hold this down, but we will find out. And then you put this side down, right on that line, like so. And you take that rotary and you're gonna zip. You're gonna zip. Same thing here. And you're gonna zip. And I saw the lady, like for these little tips that's not straight, she held it like that and took that little rotary, zip, 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 and it was cut out. So on the next video, I'll give that a try. I'll purchase my rotary cutter and I'll give that a try. So, thank you guys. One step closer to doing it correctly. I enjoyed that, and I'm so glad that you joined me. I hope you learned from it. Let me get my notes and briefly go over what we learned today. I'm going to post the supplies to make a tacking throw. So don't get anything until I post the supplies, and I'll give you the exact measurements for a queen size bed. I have a queen, and I have a twin, so I'll do that. Print and cut out your pattern pieces for the tree. You're going to have 4 pages, and you're going to have your pattern pieces, so cut those out. I'm going to come back with the 1-inch square, and I'll send that in a link, a 1-inch square. Then cut it out of your muslin. Practice cutting it out. And then lastly, invite somebody to the group if you know somebody that's interested in learning to construct a quilt block. We'd love to have them, and talk to me. That's next on my list. Tell me if you're learning anything. Tell me how I'm doing. I'm struggling, but I'm getting it done. So talk to me. And then lastly, thank you so much for joining the Old Bird. It's a blessing. I'm enjoying this so much. I've got to save my pennies because, you know, quilting is an expensive hobby or business. And I'm going to get me a rotary. So I'm excited to go shopping for my rotary at the Hobby Lobby. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed day. And I'll be back tomorrow to make that 1-inch square. Because you know, for the best, it's just gotta be handmade. Bye-bye.